Let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. But I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock. Think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah. Ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right. I swear to God that I can drop and roll. Yeah. I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah. That's all. I don't care what they all say. That's right. I'ma do this thing my way. Been grinding hard on it all day. We work hard, then we all play. I'm addicted to the grind, man. So I refuse to waste time, man. One day it all will be fine, man. Gotta commit to the cause. You know we're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. In addiction to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions. Oh, yeah. Rap, that's sufficient. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Yeah. Sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah. Ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right. I swear to God that I can jump and roll. Yeah. I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody that is listening in. Luna Classic is unstoppable. That's because we have so many people that have faith in it, and we are building. And today we have a very special episode with Natty Pat, which is developing LunkSphere. PSX, do you have anything to add?
No, just a quick disclaimer for anybody who's listening in on this. This podcast should not be considered as financial advice. The content of this broadcast here and or other platform are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Inside our own personal opinions. In order to make the best financial decision that suits your needs, please conduct your own research and seek the advice from a licensed financial advisor if necessary. And that's basically all I wanted to say.
Well, with that, I wanted to welcome Natty from LunkSphere to the show. Thanks for being here. How are you?
Oh.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes.
How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm really good. That intro was wicked. I like that music. That was epic. I really like it.
We try to make it better every time. So
yeah.
So prior
real quick before we start, Natty, it seems like we got some static noise on our end. Is that me or Jerry? Can you do?
I've got no idea. I'm sitting in a park. You know, like maybe it's me then. I don't know.
Oh, Jerry, are you getting static?
I got my noise cancellation set up on my iPhone, so I'm not hearing static. No.
I wonder if it's me.
It's probably you. So, Natty, how did you come to Luna Classic, and now, like, what kind of work were you doing before coming to Luna Classic?
Yeah, so I started investing, in crypto. The first one was like XRP in December 2020. but I didn't really do anything with it. It was kind of just, buying, and I left it on an exchange. And I remember, like Twitter, I didn't even use it. I had like 20 followers, and yeah, the whole crash, came to my attention, and I bought at 30 euros all the way down. And kind of, following that news, I got gripped, by the desperation, the hopelessness, the suicide, and all the damage, that it had caused. And somehow I wanted to contribute to making it right. So I started to do like these news recaps, at the time. And, I started to gain a following, and, started to do volunteer work, being the head of marketing, for the volunteer team at the time with the 1.2% burn tax. Staking got re-enabled at that time in August. So we were like banging out campaigns to kind of highlight that. And what I did before, I've done many things. I lived in Marbella in Spain for 24 years. I had a real estate agency there. I also worked in publishing first as an advertising manager, and then I started my own magazine. And then when I got pregnant, I felt I wanted to go back to Holland, to be near to my family. My sister's got 3 kids, so I kind of, moved back. But my experience mostly has been in business development and marketing.
So when you lived in Spain, I remember you saying something about connecting the communities. And can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so when I was young, when I was like 12, we moved out to Spain with my father, my mom, and my sister. And he kind of wanted to retire. He didn't want to do anything anymore, and we moved there from Holland. And I went to an international school, so all my friends were, Scandinavian, English, Irish. It was quite a international community there. And at some point, when my father passed away, we all moved back to Holland. But I got a partner, and he worked for the American embassy. Did like the budgeting there. If they would come over to Holland, like the delegations and stuff like that. So I've always felt, affinity with the expat community um, because of that. So I've always been very active. I've never really felt real Dutch, because I've lived in Antwerp, I've lived in Spain, and I was always very active, on these forums and things like that, and trying to help them out, with queries that they had. So yeah, that is a little bit, the link I have to that.
So you're used to getting communities together. It sounds like because in
Yeah,
Spain you
definitely.
in Spain you took the expats from many different countries in and helped them navigate.
Yeah, 100%. I think that is something which I really enjoy, bringing people together. I've done it in many forms, also like on Facebook. I don't really use that much currently, but there's many groups, that I kind of formed, to raise awareness for various topics, and bring these people together. So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I'm curious. So what were your, when you're dealing with these expats, I mean, from different countries, I mean, how do you mitigate such challenges that involves like the language barriers, the cultures, the religion, the views? Like, I mean, because you're not just only reconnecting them with communities, but you're also trying to reintegrate them into yours as well. Like, how do you mitigate such types of challenges at scale?
Yeah. So for me personally, I don't really judge people upon, religion and things like that. So what happened after being so involved with the expat community, I came up with the idea because the Dutch people, are not really interlinked with the expat community there. And there's like 80,000, in the Netherlands alone. So I came up with this idea to kind of form a bridge, to develop an app in which, expats could meet the local community. They could meet up, to have a play date with the kids or to go jogging, to kind of try to bridge the gap, that was there. So for a very long time, this was kind of under development with a marketing company. It was my partner, and it took a lot longer, than I had wished. Also because there was Corona at the time, and they had to fire people, so they didn't really have the people, to work on the project as I would want. So we decided to separate, and I took it to a developer, and that developer got a burnout. So it was a bit of a, not so great story with regards to, it kind of coming to fruition. And like recently, maybe about 5 months ago, I found the development team, but I kind of decided I wanted to prioritize Longsphere. So that is where we are right now. I put a team to work onto Longsphere, and I halted my own project because I don't know, I'm just like in a way, just consumed, with Luna Classic. I wanted to thrive. I think, and I fully have faith that it can thrive. But, I felt we needed a home, for contributors and for the Lung community, just one centralized hub. But after this project is finished, Longsphere, I will complete my Dutch body.
So, what kind of benefits that? Now, I know we've talked to you, and you've been tweeting a lot about it. And one of the benefits is like you said, the contributors, the developers, and influencers and things like that can set up a profile and create events and things like that. Um, what are some of the highlights that really set it apart from anything else that already exists?
Yeah, I think there's nothing like it, So how I think Lung will benefit as a whole, like for example, Jerry, you are part of the NFT chat, and it's only a small example of what is possible, But we have 23 projects in there, and they all have their own identities, but we collaborate, we support each other, we partner up. So, for example, if there's somebody that has an amazing collection, but they don't have any utilities, for example, they could contact Garuda, and they have a whole team of devs, that could develop a game and link it to that. So my idea with Longsphere is that it would actually encourage, collaborations between entities, key people of Luna Classic, but also, let's say that they're businesses or people, that want a sponsorship or whatever, it's not very clear where they should turn to now. I shared this yesterday also with Glenn. There was a guy and he wanted to add Luna Classic to some type of debit card, but he had no idea where to turn and it kind of fizzled out. So Longsphere, I envision as a kind of reception. So an inquiry comes in, somebody wants a partnership, then, we have like a long contributor section where you have like all the validators, all the devs, all the NFT projects, exchanges, anybody that offers some form of influencers, some form of contribution, and it would be able to be posted there, or allocated there, for example. But also, like if you look at my kind of life, I'm trying to bring people together. And I know that crypto, a lot of people are anon. But for example, myself, I use my real name on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle. I'm not anon. I like to connect with people. I have connected with people in the Luna Classic community. So on Longsphere, you're able to kind of search within your region for people, with similar interests and things like that. You can check with them. You can arrange meetups. Let's say, for example, you're really into trading. You can create a group called trading, or if you're into gaming, you can create a group called gaming, and people can join that group and you can discuss it. So in that sense, you really become a family, you know what I mean? And you can arrange a meetup in the Netherlands or wherever you're located, and just exchange ideas. So yeah, that was really my intent behind it. So I think in that way we can benefit by attracting businesses to us having, everybody in one kind of home, you know, but also to connect. The contributors can connect amongst each other. The community can connect. So, for example, to take the All Notes, fiasco at the time, I think that was handled really bad. So with Longsphere, the contributors have their own community page, they have a forum, and they could post on the forum within, the contributor section, which is closed off, and say, I'm really worried about the voting powers. Can we discuss this?
That's amazing. So I do want to mention that Lung Development Fund was in here momentarily. I was going to ask you guys to give them a follow if you haven't already, and consider delegating with them. Also, follow Natty Pat as well if you're interested in more on LungSphere. She's constantly putting out information and news about it if you want to learn more. PSX, go ahead.
Yeah, if we can go back on what you mentioned there, if I heard you correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you mentioned somebody was adding Luna Classic to a debit card. Did I hear that correctly?
Somebody was in a space where I was, and they wanted to include Luna Classic to a type of debit card. And at the time, they had no idea who to turn to, and we basically lost that deal, because it's not apparent or clear who they should approach. So that is why I say, if we have everybody under one roof, and we offer contributors and key players a free profile there, which is really easy to manage. They can upload their media, they can share whatever, they've got their own little calendar. So, for example, you're going to have a podcast in a week, with whoever. Then you've got a little calendar in which you can upload that, you can upload the image, right? And it then shows in the events page for the lung community. So they get a merged version of all events. So they can see what events are on this week. They click and they will see, for example, your podcast, an AMA with Mr. Diamond Hand. There's going to be an upgrade on the 14th, those type of things. They've got everything at one click, with events, but also with news. And now they have to search, every contributor's Twitter. They have to follow the AMAs. And otherwise, you have no idea what is going on,
I brought this up to always crack a joke with Jerry about like the community has to have 10 AMAs before it's able to make one decision. I typically stay out of it.
I know. So, it's crazy,
Yeah, it's just wow. But real quick, so oh man, I lost my train of thoughts. Hopefully, regarding the individual that was wanting to add Luna Classic to the debit card, I'll circle back with you after the showtime and see if we can't try to recapture that opportunity. I don't want this community to lose out an opportunity because we were still struggling trying to get our lines of communication together. I will say this, is that it is getting better. Is it perfect? Not by a landmark, but I would say compared to where we were in the beginning, it's a great start. One of the ironies that I see with LungSphere is that something's going on. Oh, you're inviting me to co-host. You freaks me out, Jerry.
Yeah, Secom showed up, so I'm just playing. He's a little early. We got you at 12 Central Standard Time, but
no, it's quite all right. So, hello, Syncom. But what was it? But one of the things that I was wanting to the irony that I wanted to bring up was what was it, Jerry? Do you remember like anytime when we ask for leadership or a central hub, we get certain community members start to scream centralization, and then when we try to go the other way around to like back to decentralization, it's like now we need more leadership. And so like I feel like it's always a back and forth tug and war type of conversation. So I'm hopeful that the LungSphere will be the middle ground for that. Is where I see there is where you have the greatest opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm hoping as well. That it can really move us forward. And just like I said, people, if you're an investor, wouldn't you want to have all information at hand at one click? and that is what we're trying to offer. That is like the foundation of it. And then on top of that, we created, long meets and also crypto marketplace because for a long time I was kind of managing a volunteer team at the time. And there were a lot of people, with loads of qualities, whether they were developers, blockchain lawyers. And I thought, if they could offer their services on a Fiverr type crypto marketplace, that would be amazing. So, if you actually hold an NFT, a long legendary NFT, which is, on Miata at the moment, or a long Guardian, it gives you free access. It's like premium features, and you are the only one that has access, or other people, will have to pay for it. So we would have a long payment processor because now payment.
Oh, I think we lost you.
Oh, did we lose
No.
her? Did we lose
Well,
her?
in the meantime, while the connection's getting put back up on her end, PSX, if you could private message her on Discord or something, let her know what's going on. And
Yeah.
then if everyone in here can retweet the room during this slight pause, then that'd be awesome. And then we'll figure it out.
Go to a commercial break or crank up some music while we're getting it worked out with her.
Absolutely. Let's retweet the room. We got an amazing podcast following this one with Sencom from Whitewell. And we also have Lunkburn Army in a roundtable discussion between opening up the floodgates for Luna Classic. And I will find some music. I'll play the same one, and then I'll see if I can find another one that I did from the beginning.
What they all say, I'ma do this thing my way. Been grinding hard on it all day. We work hard, then we all play. I'm addicted to the grind, man. So I refuse to waste time, man. One day it all will be fine, man. Gotta commit to the grind. You know we're back with the kid and setting records every minute, every track. In addition to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions. Yeah, rap, that's the mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Yeah. Sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah. Ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right. I swear to God that I can drop and roll. Yeah. I got a shot and I ain't stopping.
Retweet the room. Here we go, guys. Let's go. All right. Well, welcome back. This
Is
is
she
a
back?
small commercial break. Where were we, PSX?
With Glenn as well. Is that me? That's so weird. I've never had that before.
Twitter is punishing you for not having a blue check mark.
Oh, really? Is that it? Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
So I'm not quite sure up to where you heard.
Well, it's fine. I think we were talking about. I know we were talking about bringing the community together. I did want to mention you. You said something about somebody within the NFT community that you have over there,
Yeah.
or one of the other communities you're in, talking about putting Luna Classic on a credit card or a debit card, so to speak, right? Um, I don't know who,
No,
but I probably am connected with somebody that knows
no, it wasn't.
where to
It
point
was
those people
no,
in the right
it
direction.
wasn't. It wasn't somebody from our chat. It was actually just a random AMA. I think with like Mr. Diamond Hands. I remember N being there, like Dutch N, and this guy had no idea who he should turn to. To kind of get this, uh, across. So that is a main problem. Where do
Oh, did we lose her again?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's because is it because she said she was in a park?
Yeah, her signal's going in and out. That's probably part of it.
Uh, That sucks.
So there's a big difference between so I know I have onboarding contacts where basically you can buy Luna Classic
Mhm.
with your credit card, but that's not putting Luna Classic on a debit card. It is something different.
Yep.
And putting Luna Classic on a credit card, I think, would be very beneficial once we have massive amounts of utility, and then the value of Luna Classic goes up, because then there is going to be expendable income where people can use their Luna Classic to buy other crypto using
Right.
their debit card and any other thing that they can spend their hard-earned money on, or their good gains, whatever it is. Nat, you're back.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Did yeah. Hey, welcome back. Hey, check your connection.
yeah.
I guess your bars. Is everything good?
Okay, let me just check. I don't understand it. I've never had this problem before. So let me just check everything. Yeah, it's all good.
Huh.
I can't believe that we're already 30 minutes in almost. That's
Yeah, I'm
crazy.
really sorry. So what I was saying is, that person wasn't in the chat of ours. It was like a person who came into space. And I remember N being there, like Dutch N, you know. And that person was kind of, complaining about that, saying, I want to add Luna Classic, but I have no idea who to approach.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about. I remember this was like back in the early days when this is like the formation when the community started coming around. But we were so scattered, and then there was like this unreasonable. I would argue that there was an unreasonable expectation of having some kind of central hub, because I mean I think everybody was still trying to figure out their own footing and their position within the community in itself. And on top of that, like, I mean, the crash had just taken place. People, there was a lot of what do you call it? A lot of traumatic events that took place around the world that sent shockwaves throughout the marketplace. So I think it was just the dust still hadn't cleared. There was no, I mean, there was a vote that had taken place, but I mean, that was through I believe, to my knowledge, it was through a Discord. So it wasn't like there was like a formal announcement that was made by TFL. I think that's where the big drawback was, because TFL's attention was elsewhere, trying to hammer out some major details, um, uh, with some upcoming situations that they were anticipating that was going to happen. So that was like additional issues that were compounding the chaos that we were still trying to figure out our way through the mess. But I think I may be able to circle back with you on that one. See if I can get you. Oh, did we lose her?
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully she's still listening. This place is recorded, so it's no big deal. But I think there's still an opportunity we can circle back, get this individual connected with Natty to see what we can do to help facilitate those lines of communications, to where they can, because I know Lungsphere is still underway in its productions. I want to dive that into details. Oh man, it sucks that because like we're like if we're already halfway through, I mean we still got a lot more to cover. So we'll try to squeeze in as much information as we can. But Jerry, I think this is something that you and I, like on our own free time, we can start kind of looking to, as far as reaching out to this individual. I don't want to confirm who this person is, because I don't want to get it wrong. Um, so we can discuss that behind closed doors, and just kind of double cross our T's, dot our I's, make sure we know exactly what we're talking about, or I suspect I know exactly what I'm talking about.
VSX.
If that's fair. Hey, there
Yeah,
she
that's
is.
fair. I mean, that's easy enough.
What is it?
Might as well
Yeah,
get the ball
So
rolling so that the
yeah.
building is
you
occurring.
think if I get the blue tick, this won't happen?
No,
It'll
I
still
mean, it
happen.
helps. It helps for like your discovery. But as far as this, I mean, this sounds like it's twofold. One, it's probably your connection,
Wow.
irregardless what it may say on your phone. Because I mean, you said you were in a park, so I'm wondering if that may have something to do with it. You could be experiencing interference because, I don't know, some kind of metal rod is jacking with your signal.
Oh,
And then, so three, it's, yeah. I thought it was me, but it may be so on your end because again, you're
Okay.
back into a park, and I don't know what kind of park you're in. So yeah, I mean, if you can, yeah, I tell you to start moving and relocating to a
Yeah.
more
Okay.
sound location, like
Yeah. No problem.
you know, but
So
Well, in the meantime, we have you here, so
yeah. So
yeah. So don't move. Do not move. If you're walking around, I need you to sit down.
no,
Don't
no.
move,
No.
please.
I was actually sitting down. Now I'm gonna walk around. So
Oh God, we're gonna lose her again.
no. So basically, what I wanted to say is that do you hear me still? Okay.
Yeah. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay. So there's like the free part. Yeah, it's like access for all. Anybody, can access the directory, search the profiles of the depths, the projects, the NFT projects, the dev teams, whatever. And then the other part,
Mhm.
which is, the crypto marketplace, in which people can offer their freelance services or, ask for people, a job that they need to have done. And also long meets, that is not free. People need to pay a membership fee for that because we also need to fund, the platform. It has to be managed. You have to have admins. You have to have people working on that. So that is why I launched the Long Legendaries. With the Long Guardians, people said, oh, we love your art and, we kind of like what you're doing. Launch them as NFTs. So I thought, well, no. But then 5 people said it. And I thought, okay, well, maybe there's something in that. And I thought, what type of utility, can I link to it? And obviously, with my own experience, with my Dutch body, kind of, having a lot of the elements which Longsphere has, I thought, okay, let's create that platform. So if you don't have an NFT, a Long Legendary or Long Guardian, you will not have access to that. You'll be paying like 50 to 100,000 long. We'll have an online payment processor, long payment processor. And I said earlier that we don't have one that is adequate. We have like a Luna Classic shop in which we sold merchandise at some point, but now payments is a nightmare, so whatever they advertise is not what you get. So, we actually have to invest in a payment processor ourselves, and have that like kind of online. So if you're like a long investor and you would like to utilize, those premium features, it's really relevant to get an NFT. And also, I think if it proves to be successful, it will be a good investment because, imagine that you are a freelancer, and you want to post your job, as a, for example, creator of NFTs or a blockchain lawyer, charging an hourly rate. How would you do that? You either have to pay monthly, yearly, or you have to hold an NFT. So they're going to search the marketplace to find an NFT because that's the cheapest option, and they'll buy it off you.
well, I happen to have two, and if for whatever reason I go into my wallet and I can't send it, or I'll figure it out. But I think we have an opportunity here. So I have an NFT I can give somebody in the audience to listen, and they'll have access to Lungsphere when it comes out. So if you retweet that tweet that's in the nest, follow Lungsphere and follow Natty Pat's account, you'll be eligible, and I will give that to somebody that's in the audience there, and then you'll have it, and then you won't have to worry. So
Oh, real quick, I want to add something to this because what Natty mentioned something earlier about like how she was also adding a feature where artists can post up um, like their work
Yeah,
or anybody who's looking to hire a freelancer of some
yeah,
sort.
exactly.
Um, I need to. That reminds me, there was a I think there was like a small AMA. I forgot who was hosting it, but this individual or this small team was producing a blockchain of some sort, or a project where it's like how we have like proof of work, proof of stake, proof of etc. Now there's like proof of talent, and I thought that was interesting. Like, what does that look like? And maybe that's a feature. It's almost like like we have like LinkedIn,
Yeah.
For like everybody's got their resumes and whatnot, but this one, I don't know how it will work. I mean, I guess it's been a while since I heard it, but I'm fascinated. Is this something that could be? Is this concept or an idea? I don't know where they're at with it. Granted, like not all ideas work, but I'm hopeful that it does.
Yeah.
Maybe, I think it would be a cool concept to implement that into your application to see how that would work, or if not, like what would it look like, and the benefits that Luna Classic overall can milk off of it. But it's something to be later discussed. But I just want to throw that out there. I mean, I know you're walking around, or
Yeah.
hopefully you're sitting
No,
down,
I'm
or
walking
you're
around
trying to
now.
find a.
I got freaked out by
Oh
being
no!
kicked out like every 3 minutes. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
So I'm now going to my
Well,
car and I'm going home.
oh Jesus! Oh God! Well, we'll call it up. Well, hey, maybe we'll just change this to mobile podcast. Podcast on the move on the move
Yeah.
with Natty.
Yeah.
And oh man, that would be a cool concept.
So
But what was it?
what we're kind of doing,
But yeah,
like with regards to the freelancers, am I still there?
mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you're still there.
every person that uses them, they have to leave a review.
No, you're
Did we
there.
lose
Are
her?
you there? You got to be there.
You there, Natty? Anyways, while we're waiting her to come back in, can you expand on the NFT price? What was it? The NFT price? You were selling NFTs, and then the noise kicked in.
Lunk Guardian or Lunk Legendaries. So I have one for a giveaway, and I'm willing to get another one I can give out to anybody that interacts with that tweet above there, and then just make it easier if you can hashtag me in there. That way I can find it easy. And I know if you've already done it, just comment it below your tweet that you already did, and I'm gonna mint one right now for you guys as well. So I'm gonna give two out. I have one to give out, and I'm gonna mint another one so that you guys already have it, and you'll be able to have premium access.
Oh, and then another thing, I've also nested Lungsphere. I know the app is still under development, so there's a lot going on. She did send me what do you call it? I forgot the site where it shows the layout. I think it's like Fid or I forgot what it was called. I'll double check. Like, what is it called? Damn it! She sent me she sent me a link to where I could see everything. So there's a lot that they're going under. So she's under a lot of pressure enough as it is. I think this is definitely self-induced, but one of the things that I'm more interested in is the marketplace itself and how that's going to be lined up. Because one of my biggest complaints, and this is not just, and Luna Classic isn't just guilty of it, but this is like everybody across, not just Cosmos, but like Ethereum, OpenSea is. Sometimes I find it difficult for even newcomers to navigate through these specific marketplace. And I even talked to one of my friends who's a UX and UI designer, and he keeps complaining to me. He's like, "This is the biggest problem with crypto in general. Is just the ease of use. It's that even though it looks pretty, and you think it's user friendly at face value, you dive in deeper and you realize like there's a lot of work ahead that needs to be improved as far as like in user experience. Does that make sense, Jerry?
Yeah, I mean, so I think a lot of projects kind of miss out on an
Mhm.
opportunity there too. So if once she launches the Lunk Sphere or anybody does any project, to get that feedback from the
Mhm.
end user, and the end user should always be the focus, because if you're providing a service or a utility for people to use, that their experience is probably the most important thing to look after because they are your consumer base.
Right. And then on top of that, it said, "Oh, she's back. She is back.
Well,
She is back."
well,
Man, you're getting knocked
this is
around.
like the acid test. I'm at home, right? So if it's not going to
Uh-huh.
work now, then it hasn't got anything to do with whether I'm sitting in a forest or not.
I wonder if like maybe you should have restarted your phone. So I don't know. We're playing tech support while at the same time just guessing like what's wrong with your connection. And it's like, yeah, no, you're perfectly fine. Yeah, maybe it was just as simple as a restart, but we'll just try to
Yeah.
wing
So
it
I'm
out.
on Wi-Fi
I
now.
want to dive. Yeah, no, absolutely. I wanted to dive deeper into your marketplace, where you're at with Longsphere,
Yeah.
what you're trying to add. I mean, because I remember you sent me a link and it was like this, the layout. I forgot what it was called because my company uses it,
Figma.
where you do like Figma. Thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, Figma. And for the record, I think Adobe's buying Figma, just FYI, so that expect the product could go to shits because anything Adobe has touched lately ends up breaking.
Oh,
Just FYI. I'm giving you a heads up right now. Um, but I mean, there's a lot that's going on. Market. I'm more interested in the marketplace. Jerry and I were just discussing about how one of the biggest things that a lot of developers and investors miss out on, and they overlook, is user experience. The end users, like how easily they end up navigating. Like even though you or me or Jerry find it easy, that doesn't mean the general public who's new to crypto may find it all that easy because it's. I think there's just the way it was explained to one of my from one of my friends is that it's the assumption that we expect them to know on top of we think it's uh, we have an assumption that it's self-explanatory when the reality is different. It's almost like what do you say? Because he says something. It's like game theory. Like you're playing a video game. It seems intuitive, but when it comes down to the general public, it's not as intuitive as you like think. Does it make sense?
yes, it does make sense. Where did I leave off? I've got no idea. Sorry.
Jared, help out. I forgot where she left off.
I was speaking about that, like, with every person offering their services, there will be like a
Uh-huh.
review that has to be placed by the person hiring, whether they only place stars or they actually write a review. If people kind of navigate through the marketplace, they should be able to see if you are a dev and you're offering some type of service, if you're good, if you're not good, what the experience has been of people that hired your services. So there's going to be, like reviews attached to the profiles of the people, offering their freelance services on there. And I think also, like I spoke about with Jerry about, like scammers and things like that. And I think because people actually have to pay or they have to own NFT, I think that prevents a large scale of the scammers to kind of come onto Longshare. Because which scammer actually wants to pay? You know what I'm saying? To scam, not a lot. So I think,
Yeah, no,
yeah, so I
absolutely.
think, by kind of implementing that, that they have to pay a subscription or they have to hold the NFT. We're really looking at the Luna Classic community, who will be on there. And then, we as a platform, we will take a percentage of that, 10% of each transaction, and we will hold the Luna Classic until the job is actually done and the person is satisfied. We have to tick the boxes, and otherwise we have to kind of investigate, why they are not happy. So it will be like maybe, I don't know how you describe it, a hot wallet or something, but we hold it until they both kind of have ticked these boxes. So with that funding, we can fund the platform, but also, there's things that have to be paid and, they're not kind of included, like in things, for example, audits, a lot of companies need them and it's very expensive, if we as a platform can kind of, contribute in that, if it's like kind of bulk audits or if we can contribute in legal, assistance if we need it or those type of things, marketing campaigns. I'm doing that in small, at the moment with the Long Samaritan NFT collection. So 60% is going towards the community pool. It was actually a collection purely for donation. I wanted to kind of, give the Google link to L1 and just go like, do with it whatever you want. But that wasn't possible. So I launched them on Miata. 60% is going to the community pool. And then 10% is going towards staking, treasury wallet kind of offers some utility to the people that mint it. And then 30% is going towards marketing and education. And most recently, we did the kind of video to attract depths, that are on the other chains of the Cosmos to get them over to us. So that's how I envision, Longsphere, to be able to fund certain things and not out of the community pool.
Right. So you're in essence, what it also means that it would position you as like one of the VCs to go to within the community in itself. Is that a fair
Can you repeat?
outlook? Uh-oh, did we lose her again? Oh God. Jerry, did I lose you too? Oh man. Am I the only one in here?
No, you're not the only one.
Okay. Yeah, I think we lost her again. Uh oh man, there was like had some more questions for her, and it's like so because she was bringing up crypto attorney, and I wanted to touch up on that one because that's I mean I've been looking around here in the U.S. and throughout my state here in Texas, and I mean I couldn't I mean cryptos and attorneys. I mean, oh yeah, we definitely lost her again. Damn it.
DSX?
No, yeah, she's back.
Oh, there she is.
This is like a comedy show, like a B movie. So, yeah, sorry. But did you get like that? That we hope to provide?
Yeah, no, I wanted to touch on, quickly touch on like the crypto attorneys, because the United States, we don't have, I mean, it's not really a thing here. I mean, it kind of is, but it really isn't. I know that Europe has been working on a legal framework, like Mika, I think it's what it's called. I haven't had time to look into it, but crypto attorneys, like what would that look like? How would you reach out to them? I mean,
Well,
would it
well,
would it be like for individual countries? Like how are we organizing this?
how I view it, like for example, it came up a few months ago, when Do Kwon was kind of summoned, and stuff like that. So they said, we kind of need legal advice here. And a lot of people, didn't really want to fund it and blah, 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 blah. But on the other hand, I think, it would have given a lot of confidence, towards investors, if we did have a partnership with a legal entity. So as Longsphere, we could actually reach out, and we have like the contributor section. So we could actually ask them if they would want to do that. And in return, we market their firm, for example. And if not, maybe we could negotiate.
Did we, Jerry?
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's an in and out conversation, but it's cool.
I know. Maybe we'll change our podcast to In and Out podcast, and we'll have burgers.
If you haven't noticed, the Nest has the NFT giveaways. That'll give you premium access to Lungsphere once it comes out. So if you didn't have the money to mint, or you don't have one yet, here's your chance to get a free one. All you have to do is follow Natty, follow Lungsphere, and then also please comment, tag me into that as well. That way I can easily see it, because that's what I'm going to be looking for. And I'll pick 2 winners out of the audience today. I minted these with my own money. I believe in the Lungsphere project. For one thing that I'm super excited about it is that I'll be able to have my own profile, and I can set up events. And one of those events could be a live event where we can do a live podcast and we can do a meet and greet. So I'm looking forward to doing that sometime this year or next year in Spring, Texas. And Lungsphere is going to make it happen, I hope. That's my
All right,
hope.
she's back. I want her to, because she's running out of time. Like she's running on 10 minutes. But if we can get her back on track with the attorney situation, it's like, man,
I'm here.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So what? If you can carry on with the story with the attorneys,
I'm just
what will that look like?
So like I said, you've got a contributor section. So all the Lung key people have a profile there, but they've got their own little area where they can post on the
Right.
forum. You know, you can message, for example, me, or you can message, you know, you can tag certain people as you do on, you know, Twitter. If you have like a group chat, and you can say, I've got this idea or whatever, you know? So there's a little contributor space. So, for example, if we did need legal advice, you know, with everything that has happened over the past few months, you know, you're centralized in a way that you're all under one roof, you know? And I know people,
Don't say centralization,
yeah, I
man.
know,
Like
I
this is
know.
Luna Classic. They will you will freak them
Yeah,
out because
I know. I was thinking about that, you know, when I said
it's
it.
like a taboo word.
But you're all under one roof, right? So if there's like a
Right.
law firm, you know, you could say, listen, we've got Longsphere, you know, we're all there, all the contributors are there, you know, what would you think about offering us legal assistance, right? And in return, we promote your firm rather than actually paying them, you know? Or if that's not possible, you know, we could, you know, use some of the funds which were accumulated by the percentage we take from the transactions.
I got an idea. What if Lungsphere was the Google for Luna Classic?
Say that again, PSX.
What if Lungsphere became the Google for Luna Classic? There's my idea.
The Google.
The Google for Luna
Well,
Classic.
I mean, that is exactly what we're trying to do. You know, we're trying.
Oh man, ambitious. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're trying to. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, we're not charging anybody anything. We're just saying, here, you know, like please use us. We offer you a free profile, right? You don't have to pay for it as a contributor. You've got your own little calendar, your own little news feed. You can upload your media. You can share, you know, your events, your news. You know, you can have your YouTube videos there. You know, use us. And then the Long community in return get a merged version of all news and events, right? And to make it easier for you, you can basically copy every news and event onto your socials, you know, with one click. So that is what we're offering. And I was speaking to Strathcole, and he was speaking about a bot, you know, to kind of extract the news, you know, from Longsphere, which can then be shared onto socials, you know. It's just having one place, you know, one place to go for news, events, you know, to know what's going on with Luna Classic. And it will attract, you know, I am confident of that, a lot of partnerships, collaborations, and things like that, because I see that already in small, you know, with the chat we have. You know, we've got like 210 members on the Long NFT chat. There's 23 projects. You know, we share all the white papers, all the Twitter links, and I think that is the way to go. So it's Long Sphere in small that we have there.
Well, I know I'm going to use it because I'm excited about, setting up, a meet and greet with coffee in my home state. I'm talking about going to Texas. PSX is over there doing a live show. That'll be a big event when we finally plan that. And then there's a lot of investors in the Luna Classic in Texas, and it's not necessarily centrally located, but the climate's nice. So I figure that might be a good first live event for us.
Yeah,
And I'm going to use Lungsphere to promote that, and that's what I'm excited about.
yeah. How cool!
Okay, I just tweeted out like literally I just tweeted out Lungsphere will be the Google of Luna Classic. So you're
I
no
like it.
pressure, but good luck.
Yeah. But imagine, you know, how cool is it that you can actually, you know, like you have to put in your location and you can actually search, you know, for example, within a range of 100 kilometers. You know, I think, is Long 808 here? No, he isn't. But I met with him in Antwerp. Why? Because it's like an hour away. And, you know, it was a great opportunity to kind of exchange ideas and stuff like that, you know. So I met with him, and I'm sure that there's people, you know, who are very passionate, you know, and share the same interest and would like to do that. So how cool is it that you can search, you know, within 100 kilometers from where you live or 30 kilometers where you live, and then all these profiles pop up, you know, from people that live close to you. You know,
Did we lose her again?
Yeah, of course. That's going to be a nice feature, though. Like
Yeah.
when she's talking about that, because I mean, yes, I live in two places. So I live in the United States and I live part time in the Philippines. But I mean, I'll be coming back and forth, and I think there's going to be like a 3 or 4 month period sometime next year where we can plan those live podcasts. Maybe once a month in three different locations. I think that would be really cool for 2024.
Oh, as long as I had to try to get her back in here because she's got 5 minutes left.
Got 5 minutes. Don't
She's got 5 minutes.
stop rugging on us.
Yeah, you're not helping. She's not helping right now.
but why am I cutting in and out all the time?
I was like, yeah, we got 5 minutes in the showtime, 4 minutes. So let's see if we can't get to the good stuff. Real quick, what other features are you adding if you can spare a little bit of time? And when is there like any kind of roadmap of when you're trying to get this all done? And even
Yeah,
though I anticipate that you'll never be done with this project because it looks like this is a project that can evolve over
yeah,
time.
definitely. So, just the basics, the foundation, which means the directory, that people can search profiles from depths, exchanges, influencers, NFT projects, news and events, that is going to be finished at the end of this month. So once it's finished, I would invite, for example, you guys and other people, to kind of test it, to make a profile and things like that. And then the marketplace and long meets will be, active in quarter 3. But the thing is, like when I started this, I thought, okay, it's going to be around $6,000, probably. And, we're just going to do this. And I asked a quote from some member of the community, and he quoted me $13,000 just for phase 1. So I kind of, went to other people and asked, if they knew any devs. And I've got a really good deal, basically meaning that I've got that for phase 1 and phase 2. But, I don't want to rely on outside investors. I want this to be funded, by the community. And also, they will get something in return. It will be their key to have access to Langsphere. It will be playable in the game. And it's like 188,000 lungs. Not a lot of money, to have, that access. Like I said, once it's up and running, everybody wants it. It costs a lot of money to offer your freelance services, or to, have applications like long leads and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that people, would mint a long legendary because the long guardians are sold out, so that we can, just complete, uh, phase 2 in quarter 3. That is my wish.
Well, I just minted two for two lucky people in the audience. So
Yay!
interact with that first tweet up there.
Amazing. I like it. But also, I just want to, for example, you're a validator. Yeah, you will be offered a free profile, right? So you get a free profile. You can upload your images and your links and whatever you need to upload, but you won't have access to long meets either. You won't have access to marketplace. That is a complete separate area. It's premium.
So you have to have the NFT for that, or
Exactly.
you have to pay for
Yeah,
it. Correct.
exactly. It doesn't matter if you're a contributor or not. It doesn't automatically give you access to the other sections, which is premium.
And with that, we're going to have to actually wrap this space up because we are virtually out of time. Natty, I'm so sorry that we couldn't squeeze everything. I told you, like, there was a lot of things we were going to cover, and I warned you. It's like, I mean, not to put pressure, but I guess we can come back for a round 2 if you're up for
Yeah, but I
that.
first want to figure out
Yeah,
why I was chucked out all the time. Otherwise I'm not gonna do it.
we can. Yeah, we can circle back on that. Do some testing, like once we
Exactly.
get freed up,
Yeah.
and yeah, do some like tech support on your end. And real quick, for anybody who isn't following Natty, please follow her in Lungsphere. We've nested that in up in the space. So if you guys can check that out and then show her some love. Jerry, yes, go ahead.
Well, for closing, I want LDF to Brian to come up here and tell us about Lunk Development Fund, and then we'll say our goodbyes after that.
Oh, okay. All right. Stand by.
If it allows him to connect. There he is.
Appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. Actually, I don't want to bring up LDF. LDF is awesome. We're doing great. But I had a suggestion, which I have not seen in any NFT project. Customized NFTs where you utilize the person's selfie, put their face on the NFT. Because, Natty, I love the NFTs you guys do. But imagine if you're able to customize it for somebody.
I have to say, Brian, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, so I had, for example, somebody that was really into science fiction, you know, Alien and things like that. And he asked me to make 5 NFTs customized. So, you know, I do that, for example. Imagine, you know, you've got a person that's deceased, right? And you want to capture that in an NFT on a blockchain. You know, that is possible. Do you know what I'm saying? Imagine that you're a huge fan, you know, football fan, whatever, you know, all those things are possible. And I actually, after he asked me that, I actually claimed the domain, you know, of customnft.shop because I thought, wow, there's a whole market for this. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. You know, I can do that for you. And also I was thinking, you know, like, I don't really care if it's like other crypto, you know, if I can fund Langsphere through, you know, like making it XRP themed or ship themed, you know, I'll do it. I don't really care. And with Langsphere, I also thought, you know, I spoke about that yesterday, you know, I'm paying a lot of money to develop it. You know, it's taken months and months and months. If we can actually franchise the concept, you know, so that you can have like ShipSphere or XRP.
Well,
And we lost her again.
All right, but I appreciate you having me up. I just love her NFTs, and I just thought, I'm like, that would be brilliant if you could kind of put somebody's face on some of the NFTs she's making to kind of customize it for them, and I think that would also help, you know, attract a higher price for those NFTs. So,
and dude, that is a thing now too. So it is absolutely something. So we're going to have to close here. I'm going to bring her back up so she can have the last word. I want to thank everyone in the audience for being here. PSX has a small announcement, and then Natty Pat will have the last word.
Yeah. So real quick, in about 30 minutes from now, before I hand it over to Natty, you know, we've got our episode with Syncom, who's in the audience. So everyone give him a wave. We're looking forward to having that conversation. And 2, a quick shout out to Mark Everest, who a Luna Classic community member who donated over 140 video game titles to Garuda to help speed up their gaming process.
Oh, wow.
So greatly appreciate that. Over 140 game titles. That's easily over $30,000-$50,000 of gaming assets to them. So we're really impressed. Greatly, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Garuda is based out in Indonesia, where you know it's not necessarily a third world country, but to put into perspective, I mean they are a developing country with increasing their grip on technology, and phenomenal. Really excited about that. And then Jerry and I, we were happy to be a part of that conversation to facilitate those lines of communications. Anyways, Natty, I know we're out of time. I'm going to let you have the last words. Go ahead. Did she rug again?
I think so.
God damn it.
Well, we got to end it because we got to prep for the next.
Yeah, one. I know. We got to prep up for Syncom. Okay, we'll just end it. God.
Oh no!
All right, guys.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, we'll let her. One more time. Okay.
Go ahead, Natty.
You're speaking about Garuda, you know, like one of the founders is actually introducing something which will kind of be able to capture mass adoption for Lunk. You know, he's talking about, you know, classic lounge, you know, so kind of linking NFTs to real life investment. And can you imagine like Luna classic lounges all over the world? where you kind of see the logo, people can get information, they can pay in long. He's working on something epic. So I think you should have an episode with him speaking about his new project.
We have other plans on circling back with him on these specific conversations. But Jerry, don't comment,
Uh,
and I won't comment on it.
okay.
We just know it's worth, like, we know exactly what you're
Oh my
talking
God.
about.
I
But
had dreams about
yeah,
I had dreams about mass adoption of lung, like I'm not kidding you.
yeah,
And I'm thinking this could be a step in that direction, like
yeah.
seriously. I'm so excited about that.
No, it's great. That's great. Yeah, I won't comment on that until we get full details. But yeah, we were made aware of certain projects that him and other individuals are in collaboration with.
Amazing.
I'll leave it at that.
Yes, and with that, I want to thank everybody again for coming in to listen and bearing with us through the hard times there of the rugging and getting back. That's fine. We kept going. We moved through. We're unstoppable, just like Luna Classic is unstoppable. So many people are building. This is not going to just sit and die. We're making so much noise. So let's stay motivated. And thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thank you everybody. They are pros, like from the preparation to what they do. They are the best. Lots of love. Bye bye.